So I want to stop you for a second and just ask for some clarity. Because you have the two judging functions of extroverted feeling or harmony, Antonia, as in type preference, ENTP. I don't have these two functions. So I have them in my shadow, but I don't have them directly in my conscious awareness all the time. What it could sound to me like what you're saying is, like, as I'm patterning everything you're saying, I'm weaving it together, that an extroverted feeling person, an FJ, using harmony, is getting their self-esteem. That critical voice, if you put it aside, you're really getting your self-esteem based on your connections and your relationships and who you're associated with. And I think I brought up the reason, the core principle of never wear white past Labor Day as an example, because from my perspective, as an ENFP, looking at an FJ person using harmony or extroverted feeling, it seems like they're either going to be out of compliance with the group and not have self-esteem. If their self-esteem is based on other people, and that rule or that principle changes, like now we can wear white past Labor Day, but I still maintain that. Now I'm out of connection with the group if I go do my own thing as an FJ user. And now my self-esteem is plummeted because I'm out of lockstep with the group. Or I contort myself to the group to stay in good self-esteem, but maybe they're not my core principles. I'm just doing it because the group wants me to. So either way, from my perspective, and I'm being a little funny when I say, I probably can pattern what you're going to say, but I'm just teeing you up to maybe give some perspective on this based on what you said, because from my perspective, not as an FJ, those are the two ways I would see it. And it looks, again, from my viewpoint, that's very, it doesn't have foundation. You're at the mercy of other people.
Yeah. And I think you've also asked before, like, well, isn't that like shifting sand all the time? Like,
yeah, it feels like it's shifting constantly.
Right. So to get more clear on the tool. So again, we're going back to what metric, what measurement, what tool am I using to feel a sense of esteem and worth, right? How am I appraising myself? And so for FJs, the stronger tool, the more certain tool is extroverted feeling or harmony. And there are certain things that come along with this. I would say that most of the time that estimation comes from things like, have I been able to help keep morale up? Have I had a positive impact on this group of people? When I enter a room, are they happy to see me because I'm giving to this group? It's like it's almost the same sense of progress that extroverted thinking or effectiveness feels, but instead of building something physical, it's more pouring into people and relationships. So have I been a form of glue and connectedness? Have I helped other people reconcile their relationships, right? Like if two people are fighting, was I able to help them come to a sense of harmony through conflict? Have I been able to pour into my children and raise them to be compassionate people? Have I been able to positively influence society around me in some way? So I did say writ small, it's personal relationships, and writ large, it's a sense of, culture or society. But you're still, even if you're doing it primarily through your family relationships, you're still pouring into sort of the matrix of humanness.
Yeah.
And society is one big matrix of interpersonal dynamics. And there's a lot of toxicity in there. And there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of people who are struggling. There's a lot of needs going unmet. And was I a person who was able to pour into this matrix of humanity in a positive way?
I'm glad you said this, because that resonates more with me, because it's still an assessment of the self and what you're doing to contribute and feed into the system, rather than the group assessment of you. And I think that's a nuance. The reason I asked all of that and teed you up is I think that distinction is important for FJ types, for harmony users, extroverted feeling, because I think they can conflate, just like introverted feeling can conflate worth and self-esteem sometimes, because they don't have that metric of extroverted thinking right there readily available. It's more in the background. I think extroverted feeling can do the same between the group telling me that I've got good self-esteem and me knowing that I've contributed into the group from my sense, my perspective of what I've done. And so I think that nuance is important.